not to repeat. After a month and a half of the war, I got a telephone call from Chayal that said that he has a baby boy, new one born, and on Shabbat there'll be a bris milah, bris. And Friday till 9 o'clock p.m. he's in a mission in Gaza. He needs to leave 9 o'clock p.m. on Shabbat and to go to the bris. And after the bris, he'll have to return back to the army. And he asked me, may he go to the bris? I told him, if you are going because it's important for you to be at the bris, you cannot go. You mustn't go, because Shabbos is more important. If you are going because your family would be very upset that you didn't come to the bris, you cannot go, because Shabbos is more important. If you are going because you won't forgive yourself all your life that you didn't go to the bris of your son, you cannot go. Shabbos is more important. But I told him, you know, how long are you in Gaza? He said 3 weeks. He said, you know, in the beginning of the week of the war, it was very complicated. We didn't know how long they are going to stay on the battlefield. And because of this, after a few weeks, it was very important to have a vacation at home. And because they didn't have enough breaks, they had to take vacations also on Shabbat. They had no choice, and soldiers went on Shabbat home. So I told him, if you didn't go for 3 weeks home, so then you can go to have a break, to refresh yourself. And then you also be in the bris. Okay. I close the telephone. After half an hour, I get a message from him. שלום הרב, לאחר ברור עם עצמי, after I checked with myself, ובהתאם לשאלות ששאלת, and following the questions that you asked, אני לא מוצא לנכון להתיר לעצמי לנסוע הלוך ושוב בשבת. I cannot find myself a hater to go to the bris on Shabbat. עם כל הצער הרב, although I'll be very upset. בעזרת השם, אצליח למנף את האירוע, please God, I'll succeed to uplift this occasion, להעביר מסר לילדים שלי, שיחזק אותם בעתיד, to deliver a message for my children that they give a חיזוק in the future. You see a soldier that got a hater and said, no, I'm going to stay. And you say, wow, unbelievable. To see our soldiers and to see how they're so careful also of halacha. And I have to tell you, we have a rule in Baba Metzia Daf Samech Bet that calls חייך קודמין לחיי חברך. Your life are before your friend's life. And because of this, you don't need to risk your life, if it's real danger, for saving your friend's life. חייך קודמין לחיי חברך. רבי עקיבא, בבא מציע, דף סמך ב', your life are before your friend's life. But the Minchas Chinuch says that if the Torah told us and ordered us to go in war, although always people are going to be killed in war, it means that the Torah tells us that in war there is no rule of taking care of your life. And Rav Kook writes it in Tshuvois, in Mishpat Kohen, Siman Kuf Mem Daled, that v'chai b'hem, all the mitzvot, we have to know that we don't do them if it puts us on danger. Just three Averos are different. So מלחמה, אומר הרב קוק, יוצאת מהכלל הזה של v'chai b'hem. There is no rule of v'chai b'hem in מלחמה. And you know, this is what Rav Kook wrote. רמב"ם, עם הלכות מלכים, פרק ז' הלכה ט"ו, writes that when you go in war, you mustn't be afraid. You mustn't be scared. You have to understand Hashem is with you, and you have to do everything with no fear. And to see our soldiers, you see, wow, you see how they are ready in war to do everything, to risk their life, to do everything for saving Am Yisrael or for saving the friends. And you know, before the war, it seems as if Jewish people here are exactly like Jewish people here are exactly like all goyim in the world. Because, you know, everyone takes care of himself, makes money, try to have a nice house, a nice car. It seems that we are the same. In this war, we discovered that there is a huge difference between us and between the goyim all over the world. Because in the world, people are putting themselves in the center. They are the center. They'll make money, they'll have a house and a car. They are in the center. And we saw in the war thousands and thousands of soldiers that showed us that they are not in the center. That Am Yisrael is in the center. That Hashem is in the center, not them. They are ready to do everything, to risk their life, to lose the jobs, the money, to lose a year of learning in university, to sacrifice themselves for Am Yisrael. And you see it everywhere. I'll give you an example. Usually, we have the rule, chayecha kodmin lechayecha v'cha. As I said before, usually your life are before your friend's life. But as I said, in war, it's not a rule. A commander in Gaza told me that they went in a battle, and then they had a break, the battle finished, and suddenly they see a group of terrorists, kilometer for them. They know that they're going to have a new battle that will be very dangerous. And then one of the soldiers, that is a frum guy, took his equipment and stood up first one. And everyone tries to organize because they're going in a minute to attack. And then another chayal, another soldier, not frum, takes him, pulls him, and says, Ishtagata? You know what is Ishtagata? Ya Meshigane? The other chayal is not frum. You have a wife and 4 children. You cannot be first. And this chayal, not frum, single, went first. The battle was very tough. They succeeded to kill the terrorists, but this chayal, the single one, got killed. And you hear a story like this and say, wow, really? No one is like Am Yisrael. No one is like Am Yisrael. You see something like this, you say, לא יאומן. You agree? To see this חייל takes... And I'll give you another story. I don't know, I have so many stories, but I have to leave. Okay, 4 minutes I have. You know what is D9? D9 is a huge bulldozer. It can destroy tunnels, can do lots of things, but it's not protected. So when it's in Gaza, tanks around him, they are protecting him. Once in Khan Yunis in Gaza, a D9 works there, and tanks are protecting him. In one of the tanks, there is an officer, commander. His name is Shmuel. They used to call him, usually they call him Shmili. His name is Shmuel. And he hears suddenly fire. He looks and he sees in the D9 a hole like this. And he knows a hole like this is a missile anti-tanks. He knows it's very dangerous. He decides to leave the tank. He takes a soldier and to go down 30 meters to see what's going on in the D9. He gets to the D9 and he sees that the driver is wounded lightly and shocked. But he sees that the commander is wounded terrible, bleeding. He gets close and he sees that all the arm is cut. They try to stop the blood, they succeed, and they take him to the tank. They get to the tank, and then this commander, Shmili, says to himself, wait a minute, maybe I can save the arm. Maybe I can save the hand. He decides again to leave the tank. Now he lives alone. He goes to the D9, fire outside. He gets there, he searches for the arm and he finds the arm. He takes the arm, goes back to the tank. They go quick to the doctor, he makes a surgery, he saves the life of this soldier, and he tells them that if they wouldn't do it so quickly, they wouldn't stop the blood so quickly, this soldier would be killed, would be dead. He couldn't fix the arm, but you just see this soldier say, wow, to risk your life in the beginning to save a soldier and then to save an arm of a soldier. Usually your life are for your friend's life. But to see in war that no difference, you, your friends, everyone is the same. You are taking your uniform and you are putting uniform of Am Yisrael, of Tzal, Bigdei Keuna. And there are lots of stories like this that I know, but this story, I wouldn't know if the officer wouldn't be my son-in-law. And there are lots of stories like this. We don't know about them at all. And to feel how brave our soldiers, and not just brave, that they are ready to risk everything and to put Am Yisrael in the center. It's complicated, challenging, we are crying for all the terrible things, but we are not weak, we are strong, and we know we are in time of Geula, we are in redemption time, we are on one of the best times of Am Yisrael from the time we became a nation. Maybe 150 years in Tanakh were better, and we know we are going to win. Not just we are going to win from this situation, we know from Chazal, from Rav Kook, we are going to jump to much higher place in our Geula, in our redemption. And we have to see all those unbelievable stories because it's complicated. But if you see the stories, if you understand that we are in redemption, you get koach to succeed also with the challenging things, also with the difficulties. You are here in Israel. To be in Israel in wartime, it's complicated. But it's much more complicated to be in Chutz La'aretz in wartime. We are here and we know that we are doing the most morality thing. We are doing the right thing. You know, there are things that when I see them, I say, wow, the anti-Semitism is so crazy that they're doing things that are against any knowledge. And then I know that they understand that we have a mission, that we are doing something so important, they're scared. And it gives me koach to continue in our mission. You know, the beepers and the walkie-talkie, what happened? All the words should say, wow, kol hakavod, Am Yisrael. Always, all the history, in war, also citizens, civilians are killed. Always. And when the United States had a war with Afghanistan, there were many, many more people that were killed, civilians that in Gaza now. But never in history there were terrorists mixed with civilians, and the army succeeded to kill just the terrorists. Who had a beeper? Just Hamas and just the commanders of Hamas. And 4,500 of them were injured. You understand? It's unbelievable to succeed to injure just them without hurting almost anyone else. All the words who say, wow, Am Yisrael, you are the best. What do they say in the world? On the beepers, they say terrible things about us. It shows us that we are on the right way. We don't need to hear and to listen. You'll go back once to the Chutz La'aretz for a short time till you come back here. Always remember that we are on the right way, and the world cannot bear what we are doing because they understand that we are doing things of Geula, of Mashiach. They understand the big mission, but it gives us koach to continue and to succeed בעזרת השם. שיהיה לכולם חג שמח. בשמחה. חג שמח, בהצלחה.